right, we are talking shoes this week because it's Foot Week, and that means shoes. We have been putting our feet in shoes that aren't healthy for us. Yesterday we talked about heel height and how that tightens the back of the leg, even that little bit of heel, and what we can do to counter it, both in finding different shoes, but also that calf stretch can be really useful, and standing in your heels when you're barefoot. I want to talk about the other end of the foot today, toes. We do a couple different things to the feet with toes. Most of us are wearing shoes that aren't the shape of our foot. If your foot had never been in shoes, do you know that the widest part of your foot should be your toes? Not here, not at this point where those bony parts are at the metatarsal, the ball of the foot, but actually the toes. That should be the widest part. The foot should go out like that. These sandals actually go out like that, but check out how many of your shoes actually don't, that there's not enough room for your toes. And we end up creating shoe-shaped feet instead of making foot-shaped shoes. So one of the things you should look at is your shoes, and I'll urge you to try this just because it's entertaining. Find your shoes that you know are pointy or narrow at the toes, and you wear them still. And trace the outline of that sole, and then put your foot on that tracing and see if without the shoe on you are in that shape, because you're probably not. The shoe is pushing your toes in and forcing that. So I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. If you can't wiggle your toes in your shoes are too small. They're probably shaped wrong. So I have a lot of shoes that have these wider, they're wider at the toe. Wider at the toe. Now these shoes are fun because they're wider at the toe, and yet I say these are terrible. Why are these terrible? We'll talk about stiffness tomorrow, but the worst part about these also affects your toes. They don't have any kind of strap or heel to them. I mean, these sandals have a strap that wraps around the heel. These have, they gum all the way around the foot. These shoes don't hold on to you. Yeah, they sit across the top, but you end up having to grip your toes, and you either grip them by curling them under or by flipping them up, and either of those options makes the bottom of your foot really tight and means your foot can't do its job of walking. So your stride gets a little shorter because you're tense and you don't have the ease of being able to move, and the bottom of your foot stays tight while you're hanging onto your shoes. Now, I'm not going to say toss them. They're great for getting yourself from the car to the beach or to yoga class, but they're not for any period of time during your day. And if you're wearing these all the time and you come to me and tell me you've got hip pain, knee pain, foot pain, I'm going to laugh at you. Okay, I really won't laugh, but I'll very kindly say, these have got to go. You can't do that to yourself anymore. So anything that doesn't have something around the back is causing the front of your foot to hold that shoe on. So you need space for your toes to be spread out, and you need room to be able to wiggle them, and you need a back to your shoe, even if it's just a strap on your sandal. There are easy fixes if you don't want to get rid of your flip-flops. There are ways you can go, if you've got like leather ones like this. I have taken shoes to a leather repair and had them, a shoe repair place, and had them put a strap of like 1/4 inch wide or 1/2 inch wide elastic around the back. So, problem solved. If you have like regular old flip-flops that aren't like these Birkenstocky looking ones, there's all sorts of DIY things on Pinterest, on YouTube, and you can look up how to create a strap, and you can tie laces and ribbons on, and there's all sorts of ways to doctor your flip-flops so that they hold on to your shoe, your foot. You know what I meant. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today, the toes. We need space for those toes, and we need something that wraps around the heel. If you're interested in learning about toe spacers, I do believe in toe spacers, and I actually have written about it on my website in the resources page. So you go to lynnshuck.com and you look at the little tab that says resources, and you click there, and it'll tell you about the different toe spacers that I've tried, that I have, what I think of them, and when you should take care using them or not. But we want to get those toes to be wider. They should not curl in. Anybody who tells me they have not bursitis, that they have bunions because their mom had bunions and it's hereditary. No, it's not hereditary. You have bunions because your mom and you wore bad shoes that pushed your toes in. It's not your fault. That's the way shoes have been made, and it's stupid. So see if you can start to find foot-shaped shoes and get away from shoe-shaped feet. That's today's shoe episode. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Wiggle your toes.